Okay, ni hao. Hello guys. Welcome back to the second week of the 2D game programming class. So I hope you guys had amazing fun in the last week with the Unity software. So today we will be getting more serious about game making. All right. So these are the topics we are going to see for today. The first one is organizing the project. Okay, and I'm gonna just introduce you about the IDEs. Then, by the way, what IDEs are called? They are called Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so that's what we called IDEs. And our first C# program, woohoo, gonna be amazing today. So what is the actual use of console window? And we're gonna print a very simple message today. Okay, then start function and update function, it's very important, and triggers. Okay, guys, I want all of you guys to listen very carefully because these are the basics. Okay, so if you understand these really good, then the future classes would be easy to understand. Okay, so please listen carefully and practice before you actually guys leave the class for today. Okay, so organizing the project. And one more thing I want to tell you guys, your class monitors asked me, do you need to submit any assignment? Well, actually how my classes are designed is I will keep my students extremely free so that they will have a lot of time to practice, okay, the whatever I actually teach them. Okay, giving you homework is easy, but the problem is we do have a project, okay, that has 50 marks, which is very important for me. Okay, so don't worry about that. There will not be daily homeworks in my class. Once I teach you, you will have the rest of the time to practice exactly what I teach you. But when you practice, do more things. Okay, for example, I cannot do more things from here. Maximum I can able to sit and record like 1 hour and 30 minutes, maximum 2 hours. After that, you need to practice really good. Okay, then only, and you need to ask me doubts. Okay, or you'll ask the class monitor to ask me the doubts, so it will be easy for me to clear it up. Okay, all right, so here we go. Okay, so organizing the project, this is our first topic for today. Let's see how to do that. What is organizing a project? Okay, so well, basically a Unity project, okay, has a lot of things. The Unity project, okay, can have assets. What are assets? 3D, 2D models, okay, sounds, everything that you actually create from a different software and bring inside Unity are called assets. It has scripts. What are scripts? C# codes. These are scripts, and these have system information. For example, this is not our problem. Animation files, and there are several other things it can contain into a one single Unity project. If you take a look at our project, so this is a very simple game. This is not, you know, this is nothing when compared with the games like Call of Duty, GTA. Wow. Okay, that will have thousands and thousands of script coding files. Okay, now if you take a look at, okay, our project, if you take a look at our project window, we have two folders. This is created by the sprites when we downloaded it. We have a material, then we have some scenes. Okay, if I go inside sprites, as you can see, now I have an animation file here, an animator file here, but the folder name says sprites. Okay, so inside this folder it should be only pictures, right? But these things should not be there. So same thing, when I keep creating, when your project becomes big, when your game becomes big, you will have thousands and thousands of files here in your project. So you must be organized. In other words, you need to keep the files in a way where others can able to understand. Why I'm telling you this? Because I believe all of you guys, or at least some of you, will be interested in going to a gaming industry. If you are really interested in become a game developer, listen to me very carefully. The first thing that you need to do in your project is make sure your project is clean and easy to understand by other people. Why I say other people is, take an example of a game called GTA. Okay, there are three GTA is actually developed by Rockstar Studios. I think you guys know Rockstar Studios. Okay, so Rockstar Studios has one company in US, I mean one branch, one in Canada. Okay, I think one in Mexico. So they have three big companies in three different locations. Okay, so GTA is a game developed by all these three companies. Imagine in US it may have 2,000 people. In here it might be like, I don't know, 1,500. I'm just, 3,000 people. So what happens, a GTA is developed by nearly 3 plus 2, 5,000, 6,500 people. Wow. Okay, and you are only one guy. So if your project will be used by others as well, because a game like GTA, it's impossible for a single person to develop it. You need 5,000, 3,000, 6,000 people to come together to develop such a big game. At the time, your Unity project will be used by more than one person. At the time, your project should be extremely organized and easy to understand for the other person. I'll tell you my own story. Okay, I was in a hurry when I was a junior, like a student. I just got a job in Sony. Okay, you know Sony, right? DreamWorks, God of War. So where I was actually developing a very small thing. My boss, okay, so she requested, okay, the files. So what I did is I just, okay, what's in it? It's not a big deal. I just sent my files like this, completely ugly. Everything is everywhere. Okay. She sent me an email straight away. Suren, if you are thinking about growing in this company, if you keep a project file like this, I'm so sorry to say that you will not grow at all in our company. Okay, and that evening I met her and I said sorry, and I never thought this is a very important thing. And she said, no, this is the most important thing for anyone who have to be. Why? Because guys, I'm telling you, if you don't organize your files neatly, it is understood in the companies that you are not a team player. You are not good to work as a team. You understand what I mean? So you never should give that kind of feeling to the others who are working with you. Okay, so this is why I'm speaking this much, hoping that you guys will understand how important it is in your life if you become, okay, a game developer. Not only this, anything, if you are developing a visual effects in After Effects, make sure your project is extremely organized, because when you get the job, your files will be used by others. Trust me, you will thank me later in the future. All right. Okay, so let's organize. How to organize? First of all, there is no written formula, there is no written rules in organizing. Make sure everything looks neat and clean, nothing else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create folders. How to create folders? Right click, create, okay, folder. Okay, so in the folder it says it's waiting for the new name. I'm going to say materials. So now I have an empty folder called materials. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this guy and put it there. See, so that is done. Sprites, here we have a problem. So I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to name it animations. Okay, so I'm going to go to sprite, control, select. So you can select many things at the same time. You can use shift also like this, okay, and press control to disconnect the things that you don't want. Okay, so whichever is easy for you. Control, select these two. Okay, I'm going to drag this guy and drop it in my animations folder. If you go back, everything is neat and clean. Animations, materials, scenes, scripts, cool. Correct. Now I'm going to go here and create folder already for the future things, which is scripts. Scripts is where your C# coding will be. Scripts. Okay, then if I am going to have any music, I'm going to say music, sounds, VFX, okay, in the future. Okay, no need to worry about now. Now it looks cool. By the way, if you want to make it big or small, okay, so what you can do is you can actually do this. All right, just one second. This button here, okay, this button will actually gives you, what happened now? Oh, man. Okay, just one second. Oh yeah. Okay, I have a problem with the zooming software, it seems. Okay, it's fine, no problem. This button here, it actually makes it bigger or smaller for you guys to see. Or you can use control, press control and scroll your mouse. Okay, I'll show you here for the scripts, sprites. See here, like this. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, more like a list, it's up to you. So I think this is fine for me. All right, now this is okay. So let's play the game and see what we have left. This is the same project I used last time. Okay, all right, nothing much. The ball falls and it keeps going on. No need to worry about now. Let's organize here. Okay, this is where we need to organize. Okay, plank sprite, see, this is very ugly. Okay, ball sprite, grass sprite. So the thing is, it has to be so organized. So how to organize these? Right click. Okay, there is one thing called, okay, create empty. What is called a create empty? This one creates a game object which has nothing in it. When I say nothing, trust me, this is just a game object. Okay, if you press W, it does not have a shape. It has nothing. And if you see here, the inspector, it has nothing, just a transform. Okay, and it has nothing. So what I mean to say is, a game object can be converted into any type of object that you want it to be. Or in other words, game object, empty game object, by the way, empty game object is used most of the time as a parent. Okay, as a parent. So a game empty game object can be done like this way. For example, I'm going to change the name to, what I'm going to say, by the way, I'll just reset. See, because I changed the things here, right, in here. So I'm going to reset, so that comes back to the center. It does not matter, but I really love it. Everything should be properly at the center. Okay, now I'm going to rename this to something that what I can rename this as planks. So why planks? Because I'm gonna put all these guys inside that. So I'm gonna select all the planks, drag and drop on the planks. As you can see now, my empty game object became apparent because I dragged these guys and put it right on top of this. So in here you can see a small arrow mark, okay, that actually show what are the things that are inside. Now what happens now is it's easy for me to move everything. For example, I select the this one and I can move as it is, you know, and I can move it separately as well if I go inside. So now it's organized. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say create an empty game object. In here I'm going to say sky ground. So I'm going to put my sky, grass, everything into sky and ground. So now what happens now, I can move it this way. Understand what I mean? And we have the bird, enemy, flap sprite and ball sprite. See, these names is confusing. Bird, enemy, flap, sprite, you know, if I give this to somebody else, they don't know what is happening. So I'm gonna say change the name. Either you press F2 to change the name, or you can select the object and you can go here and change the name as well. Okay, it's totally up to you. So I'm going here and say just bird. Why I have to be this one? And here just ball. Simple is nice all the time. Cool, that is. Now if you see, anyone who actually look at your thing, they straight away know, okay, there are several planks and they are given under here. So the background and the foreground, the sky, everything is given here. Okay, so the bird, ball, everything is given here. Now one more thing, why did I do this? What is the why did I actually do this? Because while programming, something might be disturbing. For example, I am concentrating on the ball. For example, I'm coding this behavior of this ball, but I don't want other things to be here because that would be disturbing me. For example, I don't want to see the sky or this thing. Okay, so what I can do is, if all the planks are given here, okay, under one thing, I can go here and switch off all the planks together. See how easy it is. Okay, so this button here means show it or don't show it. If you remove the tick mark, then that object will not be shown in your game. Okay, sky, if I don't want to see the sky and ground, done. If I don't want to see the planks, done. Okay, if I don't want to see the bird, done. Now what I can do is I can concentrate only on the ball. Okay, as you can see, it's not reacting to anything because we already hidden it. And one more thing, all those objects which are hidden here will be in a gray color. Can you see? It's not as clear as these names. They are grayed out. So meaning they are not visible. And I can make them visible like shift select all of it together, done. Okay, so Unity is a very easy software if you know how to use it. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you guys about keeping your project organizing. Okay, so from now on, all of you make sure your Unity project looks this clean. Everything should be clean. All right, and here also it should be clean as well. Make it as a habit. Even when you are a beginner, when you are a student, make it as a habit. Okay, then this habit will definitely help you in the future. Okay, so we finished with the organizing the project. Now let's go ahead and talk about what are IDEs. This is very important because IDEs stands for integrated development environment. So what is called an integrated development environment? Now I'll tell you one thing. I need to explain a few things for you guys so you will be understanding this easily. Now what we have is a game. When you are developing a game, or let me just draw this here somewhere. When you are developing your game, any game that you take or you play, or your own game you are doing, what are the things that will be a part of a game? Okay, first one is assets. Assets are, as I mentioned before, 3D, 2D objects, okay, sounds, all these things. These are assets. Where are they? Yeah, here. These are assets. You understand? Scripts, not scripts. These are assets. Then the second one is logic. What are logic? Logics are ideas. See, what is a logic is, the ideas are driven by events. Okay, if you don't understand this bit, I will explain you very simply. For example, I'll tell my friend, hey, listen to me, man, this is my hero, okay, and he is walking down, okay, and there is a villain on the top where there is, you know, if this falls, this guy die. You understand what I mean? So there is a plate, okay. If my character is running, if he steps on the plate, then this need to fall. You know what I said? That is my logic. My logic is, if this guy steps on this brick, on this space, this needs to fall. This is my idea, my logic. What is an event? For Unity, this is an event. If this button goes down, this will fall. Okay, that is what we call event. Okay, in the logic, we talk about winning condition, losing condition. When you play a game, okay, when you play the cards, what is a winning condition? See, a game must have a winning and a losing condition, or else there is no point in playing a game. You understand what I mean? There must be winning and losing. So in this game, my logic is, if my guy, okay, runs here, and if he manages to jump, okay, without stepping it, and there is a flag, okay, jumps, and if he captures this flag, win. This is my logic. If the guy fails to jump, and if he touches this area and this falls and he dies, which is lose. Again, this is logic. How to convert a logic into an event? Simple. In Unity, in coding, that's where codes come in. Because Unity has physics, all the other things as a game engine. That's why we need game engine. We cannot create a game in Maya, because Maya cannot, you know, it does not have the tools, okay, to understand your logic. Okay, and that's why we need have coding. Why we need to have coding? Calculations. How do you calculate? Okay, for example, this guy is here, his health is 100%, his health is 100. Okay, oh my god, that is a heart. Oh my days, forget it. Okay, your health is 100. and this guy runs, okay, and there is one villain. If he touches this, health 100 minus 10. Okay, so what happens now? His health is 90. Okay, so these calculations needs to be done using coding because they are mathematics. Unity don't have the brain, okay, to do calculations. That's why we need coding. All right, so what is the language a Unity can understand or you can use with Unity? The question is, the answer is C#. This is a coding language. Okay, you need to say this as C#. Okay, like this, C#. The history of C# is huge, but I will quickly tell you C# is developed by Microsoft, okay, and it's object-oriented programming. Object-oriented program, C#. What is called an object-oriented program? In your coding, everything is considered to be objects. That is what we call object-oriented program. Okay, so in C# is really easy for beginners. Okay, trust me, if you have studied C++ or Java, C# is comparatively easy. If you understand the logic, it is easy. Okay, and it is very powerful. C# is very powerful and fast, and that's why Unity and C# is an amazing combination, and it can be used in a mobile phone. Okay, in other hand, C++, okay, see, don't do this. Okay, that is called C#. C++ is used by Unreal Engine, but it is very powerful for amazing big games like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, all the other things, but it actually kind of slow, and that's why it's not suitable for mobile gaming. Okay, so C# plus Unity is amazing. Okay, now last problem. What are IDEs? Integrated Development Environment. See, Unity have physics, and it can process sounds, it can export game into many platforms, and it can do several other things, but it cannot understand C#. Unity is not developed by Microsoft. No, Unity is a different tool. C# is a different tool. So Unity can understand physics, sound, all the other things, but it cannot understand C#. So we need an IDE to talk or convert into Unity and the other things. For example, this is Suren, okay, and this is you guys. Okay, now what happens? I speak English, correct? In GDUD, maybe somebody don't know English, they will say Chinese. Now what happened? The person in GDUD cannot understand English, and me, I cannot understand Chinese. So what is the problem? Now I'll call one of you guys. Okay, who are you? A person who knows both English and Chinese. So now what happens? GDUD says something to you, you hear this in Chinese, convert it into English, then say that to me. Okay, what I will do, I will reply in English, you will get my information in English, convert that into Chinese, and give the Chinese answer to GDUD. So who are you? You are IDE. Who is me? Unity. Who is GDUD? C#. Oops, yeah, C#. See, Unity cannot understand C#, so we have an IDE software, okay, who actually converts C# codes into Unity understanding format and Unity format into a C#. That's why IDEs are very important. Hope you guys understand this example. Okay, now IDEs, there are several available. Visual Studio, you guys already know this. Visual Studio, JetBrains, Mono Develop. There are several software. Okay, VS Code. There are several software, guys. The most popular is Visual Studio. Everybody knows. But for Unity, I love JetBrains. My personal favorite. I'm using it for nearly 6 years now and I love it. Okay, and Mono Develop was officially released by Unity, but now it is not much available. Visual Studio Code is again by Microsoft. VS Code and Visual Studio is by Microsoft. In your lab, okay, I think you guys already have Visual Studio, JetBrains, I think VS Code also. Okay, so let me check in my system. Nope, I don't have Visual Studio. This is the JetBrains Rider I'm talking about. This is my favorite. This is my IDE, but you don't have to use the same IDE. It's your choice. Okay, so in my system I have JetBrains. So in your lab you already have Visual Studio. You please check. Okay, Visual Studio, JetBrains and Visual Studio Code as well. You can choose any of these three as your IDE. There is no rules that you must use JetBrains. No, not like that. Sir, can I use Visual Studio? Yes, you can. Sir, can I use Visual Studio Code? Yes, you can. Sir, can I use Mono Develop? Yes. If you make it work, yes. Sir, can I use JetBrains? Of course, yes. Code is going to be the same. Only the IDE is going to be different software. Okay. Now, if your system, for example, GDUD Lab has Visual Studio, JetBrains and Visual Studio Code, how to choose one? Because Unity can only work with one IDE at one time. So you need to either choose Visual Studio or JetBrains or Visual Studio Code. So how to do that? It's very simple. You need to go to Edit, okay, Preferences, Edit Preferences, click External Tool. Click this External Tool, and in here it says External Script Editor is currently it's selected as Rider. Okay, you select this. Guys, if you have more than, okay, if you have more than one editor, I think in GDUD Lab it will say Rider, Visual Studio, all the other things. Okay, or you can use a browse button and you can go and find your installed IDE in your system. You need to find it by yourself because I think I cannot help all the way from here finding your best editor. Okay, it will be showing here definitely. So what you need to do is, if you want to switch or if you want to change the current editor to something else, select the name. Okay, once you put a tick mark there, close the window. So now hereafter whatever script that you actually do will be opening in your new script IDE. All right, so again I'll tell you, Edit, Preferences, External Tools, select your installed IDE from your system. For me, only one I have in my system, so it shows Rider. Okay, now what I will do is, by the way, I think Rider, whenever you open Rider in your GDUD Lab, I remember it will ask you to activate the software. If it asks you that, you just select evaluate for free, which means trial version. Use the trial version and click next, 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 next. Okay, and your JetBrains Rider will eventually open. Okay, now what I was saying, yes. So now you know what is called an IDE. IDE is the translator between C# code and Unity. Without IDE, you cannot make Unity understand your C# codes. Okay, let's create our first C# program. Okay, before that we need to understand what is a console window. Okay, now if you go here, your console window is right there. Okay, if you can't find your console window, okay, you can always go to Window, General, Console Window, this one. Okay, if you can't find it here. So in the console window, it is empty now, but this is the mouth of your Unity software. If Unity software wants to say anything to you, it will speak here. So meaning your errors, warnings, outputs, everything will be shown here. Okay, so the first thing what we are going to do is go to the scripts folder, which we already created, right click, create C# script. You got it? So I'm going to select C# script. This is one important step. As soon as you create a C# script, please change the name straight away. Please change the name straight away. If you don't do that, what will happen, I will tell you. See, I'm not changing the name. It says new behavior script. That is the default name. And you can see when you select the script, this is the preview of the code inside. I know we did not write anything, but this comes with default. Okay, but one thing I want to make sure is, can you see the name of the file is given here, new behavior script. That is your name. Okay, so what happens if you do not change the name here at the time of creating your C# script? New behavior script becomes the class name, this in the script. So if you change this name later, this will not change and that will become a problem. Okay, I'll prove it to you. First of all, how to open a C# script? Double click and that will open in your default IDE you selected in preferences. Okay, now if you see my script is loading. Okay, so wait until it finishes loading, because I'm opening it for the first time in my system. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, hang on a second, go back to Unity. Oops, see, it's processing because JetBrains and Unity is connecting with each other. Okay, so it's always when you open JetBrains, see, all red colors disappeared. When you open JetBrains or Visual Studio, go back to Unity, wait for a while, then come back to your IDE, because that's how they will connect. Now this new behavior script became the name of the class, which is the name here. So what I will do is, now I understand, oh, I forgot to name this. Let me change to some other name. Can you see what happened? If you go back to the scripts, Suren script, if you open it, can you see what happened? This name and this name should be the same always. Lesson number 1. Please remember, if the names are different, you will have lot of errors. So class monitors, please, when students ask for a doubt, especially if the doubt is my code is not working, check this first. This is a lesson for all of you guys. Check this first. Make sure your name, for example, if small s is used, it has to be small s. Okay, so if it is capital letters, it needs to be capital letters. So it has to be exactly the same name of your file. Okay, now if I click the name, okay, I don't have an error, because another lesson is, if a C# script needs to be running, it needs to be at least connected with one object in your scene. It needs to be connected with at least one object. Now this C# script is not attached to any object, so this C# script will not be running when you play the game. So if you want to use this code, you need to attach it to somebody. For example, this main camera is there, which is not moving, so I'm choosing main camera as an object and I'm attaching this script to that. Okay, so how to attach is very simple. There are two ways. If you want to attach a script to the main camera, go here, add component, okay, and you can go for scripts, and hey, hang on a second, new script, no, oh, it's not showing here for some reason. Maybe I will just start typing. Yeah, Surain. Oh no, okay, it's not showing this way. So what we can do is, what version is this? 2020? No, 2018. Oh wow, okay. All right, in your lab system it should work. So the other way of attaching this is, either I can drag this and put it there, or I put it here. Okay, can you see here? This is what I am talking about. Cannot add script behavior assembly because your name, your file name, okay, and your class name is not the same. Okay, so I will, sometimes this will work or sometimes this will not work, so I'm gonna start changing my Surain code. Okay, so I'll go back here, wait for a while until it compiles. Now I'll try to attach this to the main camera. No problem, you know, because can you see now this name, class name, and my file name is exactly the same. Guys, I'm spending this much time because please don't ask me in the future class, sir, I cannot attach my code. This is a very simple mistake, and I know I have taught this subject 3 times in GDUD, and I know this mistake most of you guys will do, and that is why I'm telling you again and again. Unfortunately, I am not there with you. Okay, so it is really tough for me to clear your doubts, and that's why I'm making this video very clear. Okay, so please, first thing, if your code is not working, check with your file name and your class name is exactly the same. If it is not, it will never work. Second mistake, if your code is not running, you maybe forgot to attach it to some object here. For example, now I attached it to the main camera, right? So you need to attach it to the object, or else it will not be running. Okay, so now let's go to the console window, press the play button. Nothing is happening. Correct? Nothing is happening. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to print, I need to show a message here. Whenever the game is playing, I need to show a message. Okay, so how we can do? If you go here, see, we did not do anything, but already Unity code comes with these lines, correct? Let me quickly tell you what are these lines are. First of all, this is the Unity engine, okay, so which has system collections, system collection generic, and Unity engine. What is this is because if using Unity engine is not there, then this C# code becomes very general and it cannot be understood by Unity. So make sure using Unity engine is always on the top. Okay, normally it will come automatically, so you don't have to worry about. This is a public class name, which is your file name, and this mono behavior is what the Unity programming is have a library about. Okay, so if you actually press control, okay, press control, then click this, it will show you the library. As you can see, for a beginner this would be too much, so don't worry about it. We're not going to change anything in here, because whatever that you write a code is taken from this library, and that's why this colon saying the Suren code is using things that is given here in mono behavior. Okay, and that's why we have this colon symbol. This is also you don't have to worry about. Now if you come back, you can see two functions. One is a start function, the other one is update function. So what are these two? And what is this green line? These are comments. So if you put this symbol in front of a line, that becomes a comment, meaning a comment line cannot be processed by your C# engine. For example, you can write anything that you want to tell to another programmer, or if you want to remember anything. For example, see what happened now. When I'm writing the code, I have actually made a code. Then I found out that code is very hard for the computer. So what happens? I'll write something, okay, saying Suren, be careful. This following function is dangerous and will cause a memory block. So what happened? When I open this game after a year, or when I open this code after several days, then I remember, oh, okay, so the following function is dangerous. Anything you want to say, okay? So if I remove that, can you see? Unity has no idea what I'm writing, and C# has no idea, because none of these words are actually from the mono behavior. So everything is in red. Okay, so that's why commenting made it green, and it will not be, processed by anything. So if you don't want the comment, you can get rid of the comment. Okay, now where to write our code? This question is very, very, very important. There are two functions. Should I write the code in here, or should I write the code in here? This is the question. First of all, let me write in the start function, and later I will have, I will explain about the update function. Okay. So I think this video is already long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this video, because it will be difficult for the monitor to download and play. So I'm going to stop this video right here, and I'm going to start in the other video, so it will be easy. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. So please practice. All right, first listen to all the video, then open the videos again, then you just do what I do and practice again and again, and please take notes with your pen and paper in your book. Okay, it will definitely help you, trust me. Okay, all right, then I'll see you in the next video.